What's up, everybody? Kind of been a minute. Sorry. Life and busy. Wanted to talk a little bit about holsters. I've been kind of meaning to do this for a little while, for no other reason than I feel it needs to be talked about. Then I got contacted by a buddy of mine named Byron Longbow Tabor. And one of the things he was concerned with was a class that he had been taking and an issue he recognized in each class. And it was talking about he was talking about how he never really felt like he had a good grip on the gun. Personally, grip is one of the most important aspects of shooting for me. It's way more important to me than stance. It's way more important to me than sight alignment. Now, before all you safety Sally motherfuckers jump my shit over me putting grip over the importance of sight alignment. Sight alignment is different than aiming. Aiming is different than accuracy. So hold your tits. I just had a dog drop a slipper on my foot because apparently it's playtime. Go away, mama. One of the things that Byron was recognizing was the holster he had purchased didn't allow him to get a good grip on the gun he was utilizing. Knowing him, it was probably either a Glock 19 or like a high-speed 1911. He doesn't skimp on stuff like that, and when he finds something he likes, he usually goes whole hog into it. So let's assume for a hot second it was a Glock 19. Mainly because I have more Glock holsters than just about anything else. One of the considerations you should have for your holster is how your hand gets on that gun. Not every holster is going to be good for the carry configuration you're in. Obviously, if you're tack-tarted up and you're getting ready to service a warrant, unless you're in plain clothes, you're probably not going to draw from appendix. Me personally, I can't do appendix. I've tried lots and lots of different holsters, and there's actually one rig, I guess I'd call it, that works for me on the off chance, I do carry appendix for whatever reason. Hi, Brudish. So, and I've tried high-end appendix rigs and low-end appendix rigs, and like the one that kind of works for me in that odd chance that I'm doing it is like uber cheap. Hi, dude. He can get his head under me and pick me up his neck because you're a baby. Huh, you're a big baby. This is clearly going to be an issue. I'm back. Sorry. He was a little on the fussy side. So holsters in general should allow you ready access to the firearm. Whether you've got a retention system like a lot of Kydex rigs do, where they just slide in and kind of click into place, and they're held in there by friction in a couple of well-placed pinches that will hold the weapon in where you want it to be, so that it's where you need it to be when you have to have it. Again, this one is tier 1. We got this from Salida Gun Shop in Colorado. Love those guys. Josiah always takes care of us. One of the things that I did like about this was I could settle it in or have it ride a little higher. I have a really narrow friggin' hips, so this stuff doesn't tend to work well for me. What I have found that works, on the offside chance I am going to just pinch it in there, I literally just have this little, like, cheap Mexican carry, no-name friggin', it says RCB gear on it. And I'm not going to lie, that's the first time in, like, the last 5 years I've ever seen that. But it does just kind of sit in there. This holds the belt, but it's really just protection for the trigger guard to make sure nothing gets caught in there. I'm not a big fan of appendix, but that is the most minimalist setup that allows me to put a gun there without like moving my stuff around too much. And if I'm sitting in a car, because I do travel a lot, and again, not big on flying, big rigs tend to like push against the side, and they really they bundle up the boys. Yeah, there's smaller guns that use smaller holsters out there, but to me, the most important aspect of firing a gun and getting in a gunfight is gripping the gun. I always want to make sure that I have a full good grip on the gun. I don't shoot Glock 19s. They feel a little bunched up in my hand. I do have a pretty wide paw. So I tend to stick with full-size grips like a 34 or a 17 or a Glock 45, which seems to be the best compromise, I guess, or blend, probably a better term, the best blend of a full-size 17 grip and a fast 19 slide reciprocation speed. So I do kind of dig that. And this gun feels really good in my hand. That being said, this is my old, beat up, beat to death. People that have been following me for a long time have seen it. Gen 3. I mean, this thing's been through hell. Like, the sight's not even straight on that thing. But I'm a surgeon with this gun. I can put the bullet wherever I need to be because I know all my holds at a given distance inside of the reasonable engagement distance for that firearm. Now, going one step further, talking about the trigger guard being protected as much as humanly possible, keeping the gun, I don't believe this will fit in there. This would be a great rig, but the trigger guard's just sticking out enough where I would consider that a concern. It's not as bad as this holster, where, I mean, the trigger guard is not, or the trigger's not protected at all whatsoever. Kydex isn't just Kydex. Kydex has to fit well. It's got to be right. Funny story, on the day Byron and I were having this conversation about grip and your ability to grab your firearm out of a holster, this showed up. So, this is a holster from Rivera Concealment, or Rivera Holsters. Charles Rivera is a guy from back home in Connecticut. He bought the holster company that used to be Davis Concealment, which I've run a bunch of their stuff when I was running my my HK, and when Sarah was running her what the hell was it? Her Walther. I like their rigs. They got a real good draw to them. They set in, and he was willing to put a QLS on it. I love the QLS system, mainly because I put a paddle on, and then I can just QLS into it. The Safariland quick latching system, or quick release, whatever the hell it stands for. It's a little friggin' thing you can click into a holster. When I'm working, which thankfully I don't have to do very often anymore, or I am traveling or I'm teaching, I tend to run full-size Safariland holsters. This is the 7376 RDS, because I use this to run my Gen 30 or Gen 534, and it keeps everything nice and easy. It goes on there. I can conceal carry that because it is pretty tight, or I can run it on my instructor's rig or my duty belt. If I'm feeling fancy or I'm going somewhere else, the QLS system allows me to swap out guns, and I can throw on my game face holster, which holds my rhino, because I'm fucking ridiculous and sometimes I do dumb shit, like carry a giant ass gold revolver. Judge me, I don't care. When you're dealing with the Safariland rigs, one of the things to consider is what generation Glock you're going to be running. Because a Gen 5 gun doesn't always fit in a holster. Whereas a Gen 3 gun drops right in. The Gen 5 guns are a little wider. Just a hair, but it's enough. And one of the things that I've always loved about these rigs is there's ample space for me to get a full wrap on that gun, still maintain a positive slip on the retention, which these are thumb releases. You just kind of pull that back. It releases off a locking mechanism that holds on the chamber of the gun, and it allows you to draw that gun quickly out of there. These are by far my favorite holster. I really do harp on weapon retention, and one of the easiest ways to retain the weapon is to make sure that it's secure in the holster. These are kind of the shit for that. The other holster that I do run the most is this one. I don't remember the name of this company. I got it from Spartan Tactical in Maryland. It was a company that they had. It was a law enforcement guy, local, that was making really high quality ones. I've had this thing 2016, 2018, right around, no, 2016. Because I got this when I was doing a lot of stuff with them. Great holster. They're great people. Go talk to them. They are in Maryland. And I'm sure they're still carrying this stuff because it was quality at the time. And I haven't broke it yet, and I'm pretty fucking rough on stuff. It's one of my more common holsters if I'm not running something that runs on my QLS. End of the day, regardless of whatever holster you're running, you should be able to get a good, firm master grip on that firearm well before it comes out of the fucking holster. You shouldn't be drawing the gun, adjusting your grip in any way, and then presenting the firearm either from low or high or car or whatever your shooting system du jour is. I'm a big fan of get the barrel pointed in the right direction as quickly as possible. If I'm drawing to here and the gun is still pointed down, it's not useful to me in that configuration. As soon as I clear holster, I want to be able to orientate that gun in the appropriate direction. Your holster should be low enough where you can clear it in a fast, quick, and smooth, natural motion. But you should not have to be adjusting your grip in any way, shape, or form. You should have a good grip on that firearm long before you worry about getting it out of the holster in whatever way you need to. God, I like this thing. Back into the holster should be just as intuitive. In, out, back, forth. There shouldn't be a lot of headaches. You should be able to just draw the gun. You should be able to just draw the gun, orientate the gun, present the gun, do your work, and go straight back to the holster as quickly as possible. The grip should be natural, and again, I shouldn't have to adjust anything. I can't really say that enough. You should be able to get that master grip before it ever leaves the holster. Reholstering, a lot of people harp on you shouldn't spot the holster. Well, why not? Well, you're taking your eyes off the threat. Bitch, I just shot the threat, verified it went to the ground, made sure it wasn't going to get back up, checked my world to make sure there wasn't any additional threats, and now I have to render aid to myself a third person, and I really can't do that with a gun in my hand. So I'm going to look, spot, slam the thing home, and go back about my business. If I need to draw it back out, that'll take place when that time is needed. But there's nothing wrong, and it drives me nuts when I see an instructor or some jackass on the internet go, no, you shouldn't look at your holster. It should be muscle memory. I got big news for you. If you just drilled 4 or 5 rounds of high velocity lead therapy into some misbehaving miscreant, your adrenaline, the the relative newness of the experience is going to prevent you from putting the gun in the hole the first time. So take a peek at it. Because I'd rather you look, set it in there, than bring it in, pull one of these numbers, and get it in there after a bunch of fucking like hand stroking like it's prom night. There's nothing wrong with that. So again, good grip, fast draw, put it away when you don't need it. Holsters should be able to qualify all this stuff. I'm going to try and get out on the range today, and I'm going to run that holster Rivera sent me, because this seems to meet all those qualifications for me, and it clicks all the buttons. And I like when buttons get clicked. So you guys have fun, and I'm going to go deal with some of my issues. Deuces.